So now that we are in our workspace, let's check it out what we have, right? So you can see over here that I have index.html that has actually nothing in it. And then over here I have images folder. So you can see that I have a background image that I'm going to be using and a logo. And this logo is pretty much just an emoji of a sushi, right? But again, these two images, you can get whatever you want. I mean, I'm just using these ones because I found them, I don't know, interesting or something like that. Then after that, I have a font awesome folder. And the thing about these plugins and libraries, guys, that I'm going to be showing you very quickly this, because I'm going to be making videos about it separately, about libraries and about plugins. So we're just going to be covering it briefly as much as we need for this video, right? So I'm not going to go in great detail, but I mean, there's not really, obviously font awesome is not really complicated, but maybe some other things we're not going to be discussing it really long, because otherwise this video would be like 3 hours long or something like that. So the first thing that I want to do is actually get Bootstrap, right? And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using a brackets over here. I have this extension over here that basically I can get a new Bootstrap template, right? So I just click over here and now I can see that I have a template. So let's say I'm just going to save as, and I'm going to say that this is going to be, I don't know, coming soon, right? HTML, right? So I was just going to say this is going to be my coming soon page. And over here, you can see that it has already downloaded a navbar over here and a container. So we're just going to delete this because we don't need that for now. And just to show you within this extension, you can see that everything explained, right? You can see that it has a meta tags, what we need, right? Over here, these three for the Bootstrap. And over here would be a link. And over here also would be a jQuery and a JavaScript plugins over here what we need. And if you don't have brackets, if you don't want to use the brackets, which you can always do, obviously, over here is go to Bootstrap website over here like this, and you can just check it out what they have, right? So let's just make this screen bigger. So over here, if we click it, right, we have a getting started. So the first thing that we want, we can actually download Bootstrap, right? And they right away telling you what you need to do, right? This is if you are actually using a CDN. If you don't want to download, right? Only thing you need to do over here, you just basically need to include this so it would be working properly. And obviously there's another way where basically we can download everything, but we're not going to be covering this in this video. If you want to use a different text editor, then only thing you would need to do is copy this over here, this CDN. If you're using brackets, you saw already what I did. And if you're going to be downloading, I'm just going to make a separate video about it. Now over here, we can just close this for now over here. And you can see that this is going to be my web page, right? We're just going to be looking at once in a while what we have. And over here, the first thing, I guess what we can do is we can just change the name, right? So we're just going to change a Bootstrap starter template. We're going to say that this is going to be a, let's say, just call it a landing page, right? Landing page, right? So this is going to be the name of our website. And maybe the first thing that we want to do is actually get the font awesome and check it out whether it works, right? So we can just close this index.html for now. And again, let's just open maybe Google, and we have a font awesome over here like this. And if you don't know how to work it, basically we go to this website over here like this. We have a font awesome. We need to click over here a download, and we're going to get this folder over here in our downloads, and we right away just need to move this folder over here to the folder where we're going to be working, right? And then over here, if we just click start, right, we go over here and we see that this is what we need to include, right? So we can just copy this, right? Copy, because we already have a folder, right? Because the first thing would be get the folder after we download. And now we can just go anywhere in the head, and I'm just going to make the comment. This is going to be font awesome, right? Awesome over here like this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to paste this over here like this. And what we're going to do is we're obviously going to check it out whether we actually have the font awesome, right? So what I can do over here, I can just create a I, and I can say class. Let's say we're going to be fa home. And let's check it out whether we have it. And we actually don't have it, so let's see why we don't have it. And the reason why we don't have it, because you can see over here, path to actually didn't specifically say where it is, right? So what do we need to do over here? we need to actually delete this this beginning over here like this, and we just need to press over here this images. Now the images, sorry, font awesome over here like this, and then we have CSS, and then we have font awesome min, right? That's what we need. So now I can see we have our little home icon, right? So if I just make this bigger, we can see that we have our font awesome, right? So we're pretty much ready to go. And the first thing is what we're obviously going to be doing. We're going to be setting up our HTML. So we go to our body over here like this, and we're going to start basically adding stuff that we need. So over here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say section, and the section is going to have ID, and I'm going to call this section a banner. Next, I'm going to create a couple of things inside here, right? Obviously, the first thing what we need is actually image. So I'm going to say image, and the source for the image is actually going to be a logo, right? So we click to images, we click to logo, and after that, we would need to add right away two Bootstrap classes. And I'm going to say over here that I would want a image, and I would image responsive, because obviously we don't know what is the size of the image, and we want that image to actually fit in all our screens. So over here, what we can do is we can just close it out, and what we're going to have is we're going to have to actually create a container. You can see that I messed it up over here. Actually, first thing that I needed to do is actually create a container. So I'm going to say container class, and this is going to be class is going to be container, and here I'm going to say text, and this is going to be text center. Right, and you can see that for now the image is really small, but don't worry about it. We're actually going to work with it, and we're going to make it bigger. So I'm just going to cut it over here, and I'm just going to say paste over here. So now we have our actual container where we're going to be placing everything. The next thing that we want to do is actually start creating the paragraph, right? Because if we go back over here, we had a paragraph, the best sushi bar in town. So we go back over here, and we create a paragraph. And we would want to say that this paragraph is just going to say the best over here, the best sushi bar in town, right? So we go over here, the best sushi bar in town coming soon, right? So then we have over here 3 dots, right? And after that, what we want to do is actually create a form, right? Because this is what we're going to have next. We'll have these inputs, right? So we're just going to go back over here, and we're going to create a element form over here like this. And then within that form element, we're going to place a div that has a class of form group. However, over here, because I want them over here in line, you can see that on a bigger screen they're actually going to be in line over here like this. I would need to add a class form inline, right? So I go back to form over here, and I say class, and I say form inline. And now when I'm going to be adding my forms, they're actually going to be all in line. So what I do over here, I just say div, and the div is going to have a class, and the class is going to be form group over here like this. And over here within that form group, we're obviously going to create this first input element, right? So let's just check it out. What do we have? We have we're going to be creating a label. However, within the label, we need to actually include this class over here. First, we were going to say that this is going to be a for attribute, and the for attribute is going to be for the name. That's going to be ID. But we need to also add over here this class, because I don't want that label to be shown. So this is from the screen readers only, right? So this is the class that I add. And if I over here within the label, I say name, you can see that name is not appearing because of this class, right? So if I, let's say, delete this, you can see that I will right away have a label. So this is only going to be for the screen readers, right? For people who are actually using the program, who have this difficulty actually to see. So over here, we would create a input, and we would say that this is going to be type, and this is going to be not telephone, it's actually going to be text over here like this. And then we're going to say that this is going to have a class, and class is going to be form control over here like this. And then it's also going to be input large. So I'm going to create a input a little bit bigger because I like the way they look a little bit better. And obviously then we're going to create a name. This is going to be our D. This needs to match over here, this one, this for attribute. And then we're going to say a placeholder is going to be your name, right? Over here like this. So if I close out this input, you can see that now I have my first form. And what I want to do over here, I'm just going to copy this. So I'm just going to copy this one more time. And I'm going to say that this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be obviously a email over here like this. I'm just going to say that this is going to be a email. And this is going to have also a your email. And this is also going to have a different value. This is going to be email, and obviously this is going to be email, right? So it's going to be two of my forms already. And the last thing that I want to do is actually create a button, right? So this is my div, and over here, what I would want to do is I would say a button, and the button is going to have a type, and type is going to be submit, and a class also is going to be a button over here, and I'm going to say that I would want it large over here like this. And here I'm just going to say that this is going to be click for special invitation, right? For special invitation over here like this. So now you can see that we're pretty much coming along. We have done all the HTML apart from our font awesome icons, right? From social icons. And obviously this clock, which we're going to be actually adding last, right? So what we need over here, these font awesome social media icons, right? So we'll go back to our landing page over here. And here we're going to create another div, another container. And I'm going to say that this is going to be div. This is going to have a class, and the class is going to be container over here like this. And within that container, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a links over here like this that has a hashtag as the value for the href. And within these links over here, I'm gonna say that this is gonna be I. This is where we're gonna be placing our icons, and I'm gonna say that they're gonna have a class, and the class is gonna be Facebook. So this is gonna be my Facebook icon, and also we're gonna have a area over here, area hidden true, right? Over here like this. That's the another requirement that they have. So I just press true over here and close it out, and you can see I have my little Facebook icon, right? So what I want to do over here right now is maybe let's make it a little bit smaller over here like this. And what I want to do is create a little bit more room, and what I'm just gonna copy and paste this, right? So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm just gonna paste it 2 times, right? So now I have 3 Facebooks, but what I want to do is actually create over here Twitter. And here we're going to say that this is going to be Instagram, right? Instagram over here like this. And the next thing, what we want to do is obviously include over here right away this Bootstrap class text center, because we want them right away center, right? So now they're in center. And this pretty much concludes our HTML, right? And we have added all the HTML. Again, apart from this clock, which is the last, but now we're pretty much ready to go and start styling everything.